This week on NintenDomain, we got our pre-E3 show, and we talk about that Pokemon Direct.
And did Nintendo listen to their fans? Did they give us NintenFlix?
Did they? I think they might have. Welcome to NintenDomain episode 73. We are your hosts. I'm Trey Deluxe Johnson. You can play me on the Switch now with extra characters.
And I'm Jeremy Super Streamio Brothers, too.
Super Streamio.
I'm streaming them from the NintenFlix.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right after, we'll just jump into the news then at the beginning here. Right after we got done podcasting last week, Curse of the Podcast, some news came out about the Nintendo online service. First off, we don't have to pay anything until next year, so that's cool.
Yeah, I got pushed to 2018.
Second off, they mentioned some prices. $20 a year, that's cool. That's a lot better than the $60 PlayStation Plus thing. Which PlayStation Plus is expensive.
It's $20 a year is the cheapest, the best value.
Yeah, it's like $4 because it's like $4 a month,
and there's different packages where you're going to pay more a month.
Yeah,
but $20 a month or $20 a year is really, really cheap.
Yeah, and they also announced that instead of before they said that you would get like one game a month, like one retro game a month to download, and then you lose it at the end of the month. They said that now that you'll get a selection of games, and you'll have them as long as you are subscribed to the online thing. So it works just like a PlayStation Plus would, except a lot cheaper. And they mentioned, Mario 3, Super Mario 3. Balloon Fight and Dr. Mario, which I thought was funny. I thought it was funny that Balloon Fight was in there, because I figured that would be the first, month download. It's like, here's Balloon Fight for free.
Mm-hmm. No, it makes sense. And chronologically and just Nintendo, testing the market with that game always. They did specifically say, though, I guess there's a statement released that it's not replacing the eShop. It will be something different. And you can, or virtual console rather.
Yeah.
But you can actually pay to own the game. My question is, do you lose it still? Do they cycle through the titles like they would with Netflix, for instance? Like some things go off of Netflix.
I don't think so.
Do you lose the game if you haven't bought it once it's no longer on rotation?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, you may have to do that, because that's what you had to do with PlayStation Plus. Like back in the days of PlayStation 3, PlayStation Plus, when you actually got good games for free, there was I would do, if I didn't have enough space in my hard drive, I would download cancel, and then it would be on my download, so then I could download it whenever I wanted it for free. So you might have to do that. But yeah, I'm sure if you don't download when it's available, then you won't be able to get it later.
Yeah, right now the free PlayStation Plus games don't look that great.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I hope it doesn't replace Virtual Console. I hope Virtual Console still happens, but then again, NES Flicks thing sounds pretty cool too.
My prediction is that it's going to be, and because it's common in the ones that were mentioned, maybe the games that were on the NES Classic are going to be the 20 or 30 rather games that they're going to release first.
Oh, really?
And that also to kind of help out the people that never got an NES Classic. Well, here's the 30 games in the subscription.
I don't know. 30 seems like a pretty high number for Nintendo. Releasing 30 at once. I mean, they don't do that. It would seem like more of a 30 a month thing. Or
maybe
something.
It's time they changed. I mean, supposedly they changed this because people were saying they didn't like the model they mentioned before, where you get to download one game a month.
No.
Supposedly they listened to what people were saying, the feedback, and that's why they changed it.
I hope so. And people also don't like buying the same game over and over again,
But some people keep doing it anyway.
Well, sure. Well, I know. I mean, I buy Super Mario Brothers for every Nintendo system I have, but I don't want to have to do that again for the Switch. So I'm hoping that that'll be in there. I don't know. Well, it's interesting. I think we'll definitely see more on this at E3. I mean, why wouldn't we? Which is just around the corner. It's next week. Our next show will be about that. So we'll do some psychic prediction stuff towards the end of the show on that. But yeah, so yeah, they talked about that. It's nice that you don't have to pay for it until next year. I mean, I said that before, but that's cool. So at least we can play some ARMS and Splatoon, early for free. Splatoon got some sort of weird workaround thing for voice chat, which also got announced like right after we got done recording last week. But yeah, it's like this little arrow-looking thing that has like a squid on it. And I guess you take a cord from your Switch, plug it into that, plug another cord into your phone, and then plug another cord from your phone into whatever. It looks like a hassle, pretty much. I guess you can't do it in docked mode unless you have like a really, really long 16-inch headphone jack cable, I guess. It's weird.
Right, well, to access the headphone jack, it has to be lifted up off of the dock, right?
No, it's at the top.
Oh, it is at the top. Okay.
Yeah, it's at the top of the system. So yeah, you can have it in the dock, but you would have to.
Okay, so it does work in dock mode, but you would need an extension cable.
Yeah, it just seems crazy. Like I think they expect you to play it handheld and use the voice chat. So I don't know. It's making it sound like a worse idea. I don't understand why you can't just go from the phone. Just use the phone,
or not use the phone at all and just go straight through the Switch.
Yeah. But then, like, you have the problem where, like, there's no headphone jack on, like, the Pro Controller, or there's no headphone jacks on the Joy-Cons either. So you can't really, you still have to, that's
why they need wireless headphones.
Yeah. Well, they need the Bluetooth.
Headset.
Yeah. Should be nice. Cause I have a nice Bluetooth headset that I don't really use for anything other than listening to music on my phone. So it'd be cool to be able to use it for the Switch. But yeah, that thing got announced. It looks like not the ideal way to play Splatoon 2, but I guess we'll have to see. I don't know. And yeah, they showed some like special Splatoon headphones too that looked okay, I guess.
Had we seen the Splatoon Pro Controller before that?
Yeah, the one with the two colors. That was supposedly that was shown in Japan after the ARMS Direct. That's what I heard. Yeah,
very goofy looking, but I guess it's kind of cool.
The green and pink one. The one that has the green and pink handles. Yeah, I think
it's another whatever asymmetrical color thing, just like they did with the Switch launch with the neon Joy-Con.
Sure. Speaking of controllers, I ordered an 8-bit Do controller, or an 8-bit Do controller, however you pronounce it.
Ooh, do tell.
Yeah, to use on the Switch. So because I was unhappy with the D-pad on the Pro Controller and the Dogface Joy-Con D-pad, I ordered a Super Nintendo controller, 8-bit Do controller, and it works great. Like I just plugged it into my computer and got the update on it, and took me a second to get it to sync to the Switch, but now it does it really quickly now. And
so you actually update the firmware on the controller itself?
Yeah, you download a firmware update for the controller. So you plug it into a computer and you download it from 8bitdo.com, and you start a program. It'll put it on the controller, and then you just go to your Switch and you just I think you hold like Y and start in the pair menu, and it takes a couple seconds, but then it shows up as a Pro Controller, and then you just hit A and you're good to go. And you can also I don't know if there's any other button combinations, but if you hit if you hit select and down, you can do the home. Like that's the home button. So you can go to the home menu whenever you want, like while you have that controller. So you can use it for pretty much anything that doesn't involve analog sticks or L1 and R2. Even though there is a version you can get that has analog sticks on it. I just got the Super Nintendo one. But it works great.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it works.
What was it, $40? Is that what you paid for it?
No, I got it for $20. From eBay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I think I got it for $25 free shipping. And I
Good
got
call.
it. And
was it used or was it new?
No, it was new. It came in a box, in a sealed box, and all that. And it came with a USB cable. Came with a keychain. Also, came in a nice little box. But yeah, it came really quickly. I ordered it on Thursday and got it on Saturday. And it hasn't helped me get better on Street Fighter Online, but it's feels a little bit better, I guess. I can do moves easier with it. So I like where the D-pad is on it. But you can use it, you can use it for like anything that uses a control pad pretty much.
Eventually when there is a virtual console, it's going to be a great controller for this.
Yeah, whenever they make Super Nintendo games, it'll be great.
Games. Mm.
And I actually played the ARMS test punch with it a little bit, but there's only so much I could do on it because you can't pick your right arm because there's no right analog stick. But it did work. I used it a little bit in the test punch, which the only one I played was I played one at 7 a.m. on Sunday. I just stayed up for it because I missed the other ones. And I did get to play a little bit of basketball, which is pretty fun. And there's sort of a boss mode on there too. where you fought that dude, the guy with the big head guy with the 4 arms that we saw in the direct.
He was in the test punch?
Yeah. Did you play this one?
I didn't get a chance to do the second round.
Yeah. I stayed up till 7 and played it. But there's there was where it's 3-on-1, where it's 3 of you versus the guy with the big head and the 4 arms. So that was cool. And there was they had that target mode on there where you're on a team versus another team and you're both hitting targets and whoever hits the most targets wins, that type of thing. And I did the basketball game. I thought it was fun. I still lost, but it was fun. So, yeah, we did that for a little bit. That got reviewed on IGN. It got an 8. It looks, Metacritic looks like it's 773 is what I saw it at right now. It looks like it's 7 to 8 review scale for ARMS. I don't know if that's that seems like a decent score to me, but I'm sure I'm still going to get it.
A lot of time with games like this too that are online, they're online pushed. That's what they're supposed to be played at optimally. Yeah. They'll be updated.
Well, they're also they're gonna roll out new stuff. They said that in the direct. So they're gonna keep pushing new stuff as it goes.
Just like Splatoon kept getting better, and
Splatoon got a 7 something when it came out, I think. And I thought it was better than that. And they re-reviewed it later and gave it a higher score because it had all this stuff in it afterwards. But yeah, same sort of thing.
So that might happen with ARMS as well.
Yeah, they're gonna roll out more stuff. I think 8 out of 10 is a fine score. I don't think that's a bad score. So, and I don't really care that much. I'm still gonna get it. It looks like too much fun, and I really like playing it with the. I'm not gonna play it with the Super Nintendo controller, but I like playing it with the Pro controller much better. I didn't do any of the motion stuff this time, and I didn't play it in handheld mode either, just because it was at 7 in the morning. I was kind of tired, so I just played it regularly. Did you see that video, the Nintendo World Universal Studio video that they did? Just happened a couple hours ago. But they announced that there's a Mario Kart. There's going to be a Mario Kart ride in there. For sure.
So it's like a roller coaster?
They didn't say. It said it was using some sort of technology. Yeah, it said at long last, an officially confirmed headliner attraction, Mario Kart, which is said to have extremely advanced technology powering it. Well, this is no big surprise to those who have been paying attention to the rumor mill over the past few years. It's nonetheless exciting to have it be unquestionably verified. So, yeah, there's just more details about the Nintendo World.
I want to go to Nintendo World.
Yeah. I haven't even been to Harry Potter World.
But I'd love to go to the one in Japan because it's going to be better.
Yeah, well, for sure. But it'd be cool to go to it because I know they have there's a Simpsons World now. You'll go Simpsons and Harry Potter and Nintendo. All that in there. And if they still have Superhero World, you could do that too. The Islands of Adventure stuff. But yeah, more news about that. The Seiken Densetsu collection is out in the Japanese eShop. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I did see that, and that's something I'm jealous of because you can't play it in English.
Yeah, you can't, but I still thought about getting it. You can actually, I looked into it a little bit, and you can you can buy a translated version of Secret of Mana 3 from eBay. On a Super Nintendo cart for $30. I guess.
So is it one of those repros?
Yeah, somebody translated it and put it in a cart and you can play it on your system. So I just looked into that because I was I wonder if I could just buy one. Or if somebody, because I know you can buy the Japanese cart for pretty cheap, but you could buy a translated one also in an American cart for $30 if you really want to. Because Secret of Mana 2/3 Deikensetsu 3, that's the one that is supposedly really good. That we haven't played.
But that was also on Super Famicom?
Yeah.
So we could get the Super Famicom if it would still need to be translated.
No, I'm saying you can get the Super Famicom game. You just have to, it's in Japanese. You can get it cheaper. But you can buy a translated one also in a regular Super Nintendo cartridge for $30. Which I thought about doing, maybe. I don't know. I also thought about getting the Japanese version and just trying to figure it out. It's probably...
You should also look into the EverDrive, which is something I've been looking into, but I haven't taken the leap yet.
That's the Game Boy thing, right?
Well, there's one for everything, and it's basically a flash cart for your whatever system. So there's one for Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it's a cartridge that has hundreds of games on it or something, right?
Well, it's a blank. You upload ROMs onto it, and then it runs them through the native hardware.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't looked at anything like that.
They're expensive. I think the NES one's $120.
Oh, yeah.
The Super Nintendo one's probably somewhere around there, too. So they're not cheap, but if you are tech savvy enough to understand like how to dump your ROMs onto them, they're supposed to be pretty cool.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that'd be cool.
And I think then you could put a fan translated version onto it.
Yeah, and you could do it that
for
way
free,
too.
technically.
Yeah, well, after the $120.
After the $120. But think of the possibilities you could do the same with the Dragon Quest games.
Sure. The what was it? I bought speaking of Japanese things, I actually bought an F-Zero Super Famicom cart from eBay for pretty cheap, just because I sold my old F-Zero cart and I found one, and I bought one. I think it was like $5, something like that. I haven't gotten it yet because it's coming from Japan, but I bought that, like as far as stuff that we bought this week. I also bought a NBA Jam for a couple bucks, the original Super Nintendo one. On eBay.
Cool. Is that the Super Famicom?
No, just the regular Super Nintendo game.
Oh, cool.
Just because I sold it or lost it or whatever. I wanted to get it again just because I haven't played it in a while. Speaking of that, the NBA Playgrounds, since I bought it early, I get a free copy of Shaq Fu whenever it comes out. I don't know if you saw that, but anybody who buys NBA Playgrounds, I guess, before a certain time, gets a free copy of Shaq Fu now, because they're the same companies making that made NBA Playgrounds.
Oh, so it's kind of like the ambassador rewards, kind of.
Yeah, I guess.
Their version of it.
I don't know how it's going to work, if they're just going to like send me a code, and I hope it's not like, I don't know. I just hope I still get it, because I bought it on day one. I'm just wondering how they're... Yeah, I was like, they better give me my free Shaq Fu, because I'm not going to pay for Shaq Fu. But
why would you?
But at least I'll know. What it's like, when it comes out.
Well, in a kind of a non-Tendo leap, I also bought some stuff this week, but I took the leap on the PlayStation 4 finally.
Yeah, you decided to leave NintenDomain and start your own Sony main show on
Sony main.
I'm kidding. I have a PlayStation 4 too, so.
Yeah. I just I wanted to round out what I have access to.
Yeah.
Because there really hasn't been much on Microsoft that you can't get on PC.
Yeah, the Xbox One is I don't know why you would get that thing.
The retro or the rare.
Yeah,
replay,
there's the rare replay.
That's the one.
That's the only thing I would play. Yeah.
I want that, and that's it.
Yeah.
But the PS4's got some exclusives, and also just like some remastered PS3 games I never got a chance to play. So kind of excited about it, and I got a few games for it. I got The Last Guardian. I've been wanting to play that since I first saw videos of it. Zero Dark Horizon.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
That one. And then I got
I don't even have the game, and I know the name.
Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, and Final Fantasy 15. So now you get to have opinions on Chapter 13 once you get there.
I do.
Yeah.
Supposedly
Which
something
I never
about
even
this
made it
update
there,
that
so
I haven't installed yet.
It actually doesn't change it. It's still the same. It just has it just has an alternate view of it now that you can do. You can go see where one of the characters goes during that time. And speaking of alternate viewpoints, do you want to talk about the Pokemon Direct really quick?
Sure, let's talk about the Pokemon Direct. That was pretty big news this week, I would say.
Yeah. Speaking of really quick, the Pokemon Direct was like when it was about like 8 minutes long. I actually
they told us it would be 8 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean, I pulled it up because I wanted to because I had to work. I had to work on Tuesday, and I got up like right before work, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get to watch it really quick. And I got like an email, that said like from YouTube saying like, hey, the new Pokemon Direct's up. And I opened the video, and the video says 40 minutes long. And I'm like, oh, shit. Well, maybe I can just watch some of this before I leave, and I'll watch some when I get back. And it's just like, I just keep going through the video until the very, very end of the last 8 minutes. And I'm like, okay, cool. I can just watch it all now. And I did. And there was just, 3 things in there, pretty much.
Yep.
We got our Pokemon game for Switch, sort of. Pokken Tournament is getting a deluxe release for the Switch. Kind of the same thing that happened to Mario Kart 8. It's a couple new characters and a new mode, pretty much.
I think a lot of people are pretty upset about it, but we were talking before we started recording, and They did the same thing with Mario Kart, and not so many people expressed being pissed off about that. But you have to rebuy the game to get the extra content.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like something that could be updated through DLC on the Wii U, but they're just not, because they're just not doing anything for the Wii U anymore. And that's just how it is. But yeah, it's kind of like a weird... they had a video of a kid, like, going around town with his Switch, like, fighting different people. Like every time his eyes meet with another Pokemon trainer, they start playing, like, Pokken Tournament. I hope that I hope they made the 2-player better on this, because on the Wii U it was kind of weird. Because in order to play 2-player, you had to have 2 screens. Like, one person was playing off the control pad, and one person was playing off the TV. So you couldn't both play on the TV.
So maybe 2-player only works. Well, no, because they showed people using the Joy-Cons.
So hopefully they must have fixed that in some way, or changed the camera angle in some way. Because, like, whatever the viewpoint would be behind your character if you're on the TV with a Pro Controller, or if you were on first player, you would be looking at the pad and it'd be behind that character. So hopefully they switched that around somehow. But there's a 3-on-3 mode on there, a la King of Fighters, which they did that. And there's like maybe 4 or 5 new characters on there. I know like the Green Arrow looking owl guy is on there.
I believe it's 5, if I remember.
Is it 5? Yeah.
It was a strange number. I was like, okay, there's going to be 4, and then there's 5.
Yeah. So there's some new guys on there for it. I don't know. I mean, I played Pokken Tournament for the Wii U. I don't know if I need a Switch version. It's probably the same thing for Mario Kart 8. I'll wait for it to drop in price to get it later.
And I will say, as someone who did buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I've played it here and there, but it's been more of just because that's a good game and I'm playing it again. I could have done the same thing if I just started over on the Wii U version.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten like a new experience from it because I bought the new version.
No, but now you can
it's just on the Switch.
You can play people online though, like you're in aren't there tournaments and stuff that you can do? Like battle tournaments?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like you're you're in on whatever the new action is. You're on the new Switch thing, I guess, being a part of that.
And I can play 2-player anytime with my portable mode by detaching the Joy-Con. So that's cool.
That's true.
I've only done that once, but it worked. It was cool.
Yeah. And you could do I guess with Pokken Tournament on there, the Switch is kind of shaping up to be a fighting game system.
I don't know how... It seems like the game's too complicated for a Joy-Con.
Oh, the Pokken Tournament?
Yeah.
No, you can do it. You should be able to. I mean, I think you only need 6 buttons for it. I don't remember all the moves, but I don't think there's more than that. But yeah, it can be done. Showed it in the trailer. I was gonna say, speaking of fighting games, I was on the eShop. We'll take a quick turn here. I was on the eShop looking at bestsellers. Have you looked at that yet? It shows it shows Ultra Street Fighter 2 is number 1 on there.
I saw that.
As the number 1 selling, and followed by Minecraft, which Minecraft was first. Actually, the first time I looked was Minecraft and Street Fighter, but now it's flipped. And I was like, oh, cool, they sold a lot of copies. So then they announce this Mega Man Legacy Collection Volume 2 that's not coming out for the Switch or the 3DS. And I'm like, fuck you, Capcom. What happened?
Yeah, well, just because it sold enough to be number 1 doesn't mean it sold enough copies for Capcom.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it sold enough for them to actually
should have bought
make
2
stuff.
copies. Everybody should have bought 3, 4 copies.
Yeah, I should have bought a digital, and a physical. Just spend $80 on it. Why not? No, well, I just thought about that when I saw that. I was like, why? I did this for you, Capcom, and then you screwed us over. But yeah, that was that. So
maybe they don't want to release a collection because they want to do the virtual console with the Mega Man games.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, these are the later ones. Like the second one is like, I think it's like 7, 8, 9, and 10 is what this one's going to be. The second Mega Man Legacy. So I don't know. So like in the Pokemon Direct, there was they showed a sequel. What I think is a sequel to Moon and Sun, not Sun and Mun. There's a Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which looks like a sequel. I mean, some people seem to not know what it is. But from what the guy in the video said, he said that it was a different story involving Pokemon that weren't in the other Sun and Moon. So that kind of sounded like a sequel side story thing to me. Plus, like, if you look at the main guys, the rare Pokemon, they have some sort of weird black stuff on them, kind of like whatever that purple stuff was in Breath of the Wild.
Oh, like the purple slime shit?
Yeah, the stuff like that. It kind of looks like that because they have this like.
Is it a different
dark
main
shadow
character?
thing on them? No, I mean the main the Lino, the Lilio, whatever it's called. The bat and the lion that were on the front. They have some sort of like thing on them where like part of their body's all black now. Yeah, on both of those. And if you look at the logo for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, there's also like like each of them have a sign. There's like an orange sign and there's like a blue sign for like the sun and the moon. This one has like a black star in the middle of it also. So I wonder if it's some sort of corruption or some sort of thing. And I don't know. That's just what I saw from looking at it. So I think it's a different thing. It reminds me of like Pokemon Black and White 2, which when the Pokemon Company made a sequel to that when the 3DS just came out, they did the same thing. Everybody was like, oh, there'll be a new Pokemon for 3DS, and there wasn't. Same thing with this. I mean, does this mean that Stars is not a thing now? I mean, I never really thought it was, but some people did. Some people thought it was a real thing.
Right. Sun, moon, stars. The sun is a type of star, dum-dum.
Yeah.
Maybe constellations or something like that. Galaxy. Think differently, not stars.
Yeah. Well, there was a whole rumor thing, people thinking that there was going to be a version called Stars that was coming out to the Switch. And that didn't happen. Now we got
the moon's not a star, but the sun is.
Yeah. Maybe it's planets. Pokemon planets.
Well, then the moon is more of a planet than the sun is.
Yeah. Well, maybe it could be called like Pokemon Black Hole. I don't know.
Pokemon Black Hole sucks away your time.
Yeah.
There's 28,000 types of Pokemon.
You'll never make it. So yeah, that was in there, and there was also kind of a little bit of an announcement of Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver, right?
Which for me was the best part.
Yeah, the Virtual Console Pokemon Gold and Silver. So you can play those again, but no Crystal, right? Wasn't Crystal the third one of those?
Well, yeah, I'm sure it'll happen eventually.
Well, I mean,
so they're definitely you got to remember in July the new Nintendo 2DS or whatever the hell they're calling it that comes out. Yeah. So they're wanting to push that with another Pokemon game. It totally makes sense.
But that Pokemon game, the Virtual Console one, that comes out the same day as Pokken Tournament, which comes out at the end of September.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it'll be.
But still, that. It's to convince people to buy one of those systems to get a hold of these.
Yeah.
Because didn't when the last ones came out.
Yeah, really.
The first Pokemon came to Virtual Console coincided with the first time there was a new 2DS.
Yeah. Yeah, no, when there was the new 3DS, yeah.
Normal size.
Yeah, it was around that time because they re-released the Pokemon ones that had both of them on there.
Yep.
They had the blue and red. So, but it wasn't, I don't think it was at the exact same time though. Because when the new 3DS came out, that was when the Majora's Mask 3D was released. They came out on the same day, but I think the Pokemon.
But I mean,
came
the
out
normal,
later.
like the smaller size one, they said we would never get until Pokemon.
That was with the that was with the old with the Virtual Console, sure.
And that was the first time you could get a hold of the regular size new 3DS, and then the Happy Home Designer, and then the Mario
Black Friday, the Black Friday $100 one that I never saw, which I thought might be around, but I was wrong.
That was after the Mario one.
Yeah, there was the Mario one, and then there's the Black Friday one. You're right, but yeah, that was a Pokemon Direct. Not a whole lot of stuff in there, but it did confirm that Pokken Tournament on the Switch will be playable at E3. So there's another game.
They're going to even show it in the Treehouse.
Yeah, it's even going to happen during the Treehouse thing too. So
there's going to be a tournament of some form, and there's going to be
a tournament as well. So
a bunch of. It kind of reminded me of the way that Switch event was, like a bunch of TVs set up where everyone could play.
Oh yeah.
The game together.
Yeah, because it looked like when we lined up to play Zelda and all that, where they had all the Breath of the Wilds like all lined up for sure. Is there anything I forgot like for the news that you know of? Oh, they said some stuff about ukulele, just that there's an update and they're close to finishing the Switch version, but they didn't mention a date, of course.
And then supposedly the Switch version's going to
it'll have all the update stuff.
Gripes or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, well, they made a list of all the stuff they're going to update to ukulele, and it's all going to be on the Switch version whenever that one came out. I had completely forgot about that game just because it never came out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's that.
It didn't make much of a splash either. I mean, you don't really hear much about it.
No, right. Yeah, it was like everybody was really talking about it. Well, you can get it now that you have a PS4 if you want to try it. You want to try it early?
I could have gotten it on Steam as well already.
Oh, yeah, true. True that. Well, do you want to take a break and then get into some E3 talk?
Sounds good.
All right. E3 is happening next week.
Next
right?
week.
When is the actual Nintendo thing at? Do you know? Like when their big press conferences?
Or not Wednesday.
Or not their press conference, I guess. Their Direct. Actually, I saw something online that somebody was saying that Direct, they think it's only going to be like a half hour long. Something like that. Which I guess, seems like an alright time, but people are like, oh, we want more,
Right. They'll probably do the rapid fire thing again where they just show a bunch of stuff really quick and then you get more detail through the treehouse live stream stuff.
Yeah, sure. Like before. What do you, I'm sure everybody has predictions for this. We know that Mario will be there for sure. We'll have Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, there's
I think
we'll probably be a playable version.
We'll probably see like Ever Oasis. I figure that'll be there, right?
Yeah. We're going to find out about Virtual Console. I feel it in my gut.
I hope so. Well, they'll probably talk more about the online stuff, I'm sure. Like how it's like, the price and that it's not starting until next year. ARMS won't be out yet, so they're still going to be pushing ARMS. They're going to be pushing Splatoon 2. We know those are going to happen for sure. I'm sure like Miitopia maybe will be there. That's still on the horizon for the 3DS. Maybe like some Monster Hunter stories, something like that. I don't know.
Maybe they'll have the new 2DSs for people to try out.
Yeah, those might be there. I'd like to see some Monster Hunter Double Cross there. That was what was announced in Japan, which you can actually watch videos of it on the eShop, on the Japanese eShop. But it'd be cool if they had some sort of like announcement of that for E3, like what it'll be called for, because Monster Hunter Cross is called Generations here, and Double Cross is not, hasn't been released yet or announced or anything. So hopefully they announce that.
We want something to be announced and released at the same time. We love when Nintendo does that.
Oh yeah, I love that. I'm sure there'll be something. I don't know. Maybe what if it was a virtual console thing? I mean, that would be crazy. But
yeah, the first few virtual console games are available now.
And then it's like today available. Urban Champion, get it for $20.
Bad dudes with attitude.
Something weird like that. Something that you really don't want. Like that one. Like wasn't it one year where it's like. Oh yeah, Duck Hunt's available for Wii U Virtual Console at E3. Get it?
You can finally play it on an HD TV.
Well, there's the game that everybody always talks about, Mother 3. I'm sure some people are going to be waiting for that to come out.
If there's a live stream, which there will be on Twitch, which there will be,
yeah,
you're going to see Mother 3 repeated a lot.
Yeah, well,
in that comment bar.
Was it last year where they like just out of the blue were like, no, it wasn't last year. It couldn't have been.
It was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, out of the blue where they were just like Earthbound Beginnings. Like, here it is. Where they did
Mother
1.
A huge, like, WTF moment.
Yeah.
In a good way and a bad way. Well, not a bad way.
No, that was
kind of a bad way.
That was 2 years ago because that was when they did the the whole Mario World Championship, or the Nintendo World Championship thing.
Yep.
Which was awesome. Like, I watched that whole thing and I was like, I thought it was really cool. Like, I would have killed at that Super Metroid part. That would have been the only time. But it was really cool to watch them play the Super Mario Maker at the end, and not knowing the levels, and they'd made their own levels and all that. That was a really cool E3. Do you remember, which was it? There was one E3 where I burned a DVD, like, filled with trailers from that E3. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Right, E3 DVD? It had Samus on the cover.
What was it? Was it, Corruption?
It was 2. It was Echoes.
It was 2. It was Echoes.
Yeah,
it had to have been 2000.
I think it was 2003 is what I'm guessing.
3 or 4.
But
yeah.
I had videos on there from Bait and Kato's, like, cause that was unveiled during that year. A lot of Metroid Prime 2 stuff. That was like on the beginning of DS. So like, Super Mario 64 DS was on there. Videos of that. I remember there were like videos of like X-Men Legends and like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Like all this stuff that was supposed to come out.
I still have that DVD. I need to find it.
Did I burn you a copy of it? I probably did. The E3 DVD that I made?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I have it somewhere too. I was thinking about watching it to see how well, how well it's aged. But I remember, yeah, it's
just like a static menu with the videos. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just a menu and there's songs on there. But this was the 2003 was also the same one where they where they showed Twilight Princess for the first time. Was the first time we saw that, because that was when Miyamoto came out with the sword and the shield, when he was like, I know Link, or I'm not Link but I know Link, whatever he said. Because that was the very end of it, and I remember having that trailer on there, where he like flips the sword and was whatever. But that was probably my most remembered E3, I guess. Was that one because I made a DVD for it.
And they made the twist of the realistic Zelda at the end. That was the response. So it had to have been 2004 because it was after Wind Waker had been out already.
Was it 4? I thought it was 3, but that's I could be wrong. I haven't looked at the.
It was after Wind Waker came out because if they were announcing Twilight Princess, before they even said that's what it was just a realistic Zelda that was more like the original tech demo they had shown.
Yeah, and I think I had the tech demo on that thing that I made. Yeah, it was 2004. You're right. That's
we're just fighting the big spider, and they keep changing the lighting.
Yeah. Well, they show, because that's the one. Yeah, that's the one where he came out with the sword, and it was the perfect where it was and one more thing, and then they show, and they're like, oh, one more thing before we go, and then we show that. That was also the introduction of Reggie, I believe, as well.
The Blue Ocean strategy.
No, when Reggie came out and he said I'm about kicking ass, and Nintendo's about making games. Do you remember that? He's
kicking ass and taking names. Yeah. Nintendo's about playing games.
About making games.
Or making games.
Yeah, that was his big thing.
He also came up with the Bigfoot pizza.
Yeah, supposedly. That's what I heard.
He was behind the marketing for the Bigfoot pizza through Pizza Hut.
Oh, yeah, there was Resident Evil 4 was shown that year as well. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Minish Cap. Fire Red.
Minish Cap, that's on there. So it was 2004,
King
right?
of Swing. Yeah, it was 2004.
Yep, Minish Cap was on there.
Donkey Kong Jungle Beak, Odama.
I still want to get a hold of Odama someday, even though I know I'm going to hate it.
Yeah, it's been on my Amazon queue for a while. You can buy it for $15 with a microphone.
Man, on the Switch they got rid of the mic and the camera. They went backwards. They can't bring Odama to it.
Yeah, well they'll have to put an ad thing on. You have to add something. You have to
you have to use the Splatoon headset.
You have to tuck into your phone to get it to work.
You have to call the ball. You wait. Hey, hold on. Pick up the phone. Hey, can you go left? All right, later.
Hey, ball. Go get these guys. Yeah, I think we can probably put some money on Mario Rabbids being there, right? Mario X Rabbids.
If it's real.
If it's real.
Which, after all the other shit that's turned out to be real, it's going to be real.
I'd really like it if it wasn't real. I said it before, but it'd be funny if it was an elaborate joke, but I'm pretty sure it isn't. I'll say that one for sure. I don't know. What do you think of the chance of some sort of crazy... everybody always wants Metroid or...
They want a Metroid reveal. Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're going to see that.
Samus never got her 30-year recognition.
Yeah.
The last game that was made was... I own it, and I only played it once. And I even forgot I owned it until just now.
Yeah.
I bought it a year ago.
I have Other M. I played.
It wasn't that great.
I played through the whole game, and I loved it. I didn't think it was that bad, but it was in no way as good as the Prime games for sure. But yeah, it had
Corruption was great.
Yeah, Corruption was great.
I don't know why they couldn't have just kept going with it after that, but must not have sold what they wanted it to sell. But yeah, what else? What could come out of the blue? Could there be a new Kid Icarus game finally?
They already made one. They could redo Kid Icarus and give it some proper dual analog control for Switch. That would be interesting. What I think is probably what could happen, good possibility is what about Retro Studios? We haven't heard anything from them in a long time. You haven't heard anything about them. The last thing they did was Tropical Freeze, and that was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something. It was a long time ago. When we haven't seen any game from them. They're obviously working on something. Be it another Metroid, be it their own IP. I've seen rumors saying that they're working on their own IP. I don't know. I think there's got to be something from them.
I don't know. I want a big surprise announcement. I would be happy with a surprise announcement of an old franchise. Yeah. So Kid Icarus or
Star Tropics.
Star Tropics.
I know it's never going to happen, but I would love to see a Star Tropics game be made. A sequel to Star Tropics 2 in 3D.
Some kind of hyper-realistic open-world Earthbound.
Yeah.
Where you have to really fight cars by standing in the street.
Well, yeah.
What if, that Nintendo rep said to us before, are we going to see something that uses the Zelda engine, in a multiplayer way at E3?
Yeah. Well, he said that it could be used for other franchises. Or that they're planning on using it for other franchises. So, what if there's an open world Metroid? That could be cool. I guess. I don't know. I've been I haven't seen anything from Metroid for so long that I don't really bet on that happening anymore because I just don't think that it will.
I mean, think of that jump it made between Super Metroid and Prime. Like, man, that jump, it made it so perfectly.
Yeah.
To 3D space. I don't think getting to the Switch is that big of a jump for it after making that jump. There's got to be a way to make the Switch version just this fantastic game.
Well, they don't. They haven't made one since Wii, which is pretty much GameCube technology, and now it's first generation HD is the Switch. So I think it's just there's just no, there's no Gunpei Yokoi. There's just nobody that's really pushing it now, I guess, is what's, I think, happening. I mean, you got Federation Force, which was okay. I liked it for what it was, but the online community disappeared really quickly, so it made it kind of impossible to play. Because you can't play it single player. Well, you can, but it's really hard. And I remember there was an interview with the guy who made that in particular, who's the new Metroid guy. And he did say that, he thought about that there was stuff that was unsolved, in the Prime story and all that. And Federation Force does, end with you fighting Samus, in the end of the game. So, I don't know. There's more story to be told there, I guess.
What? You ruined it.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to play it. And I did actually ruin it when we did our Federation Force episode, which still gets downloads, by the way. People still listen to that episode for whatever reason. But,
Federations.
Yeah. So he did say, I remember a couple of years ago, or whenever that came out, he said that he, thought about doing more Metroid stuff and said that it would take a few years to get it going, and maybe if they have something to show, they can have something to show. But don't forget that if they're going to get in depth with Super Mario Odyssey, that's probably going to be a pretty wowing thing, I think. That's going to be something that's holy shit, this looks really cool.
That's true.
Because that's going to be something really big that we're going to see, so they might want to just keep it on that and just show little things, to not be pulled away. They can keep doing
their directs,
yeah.
And they've gotten themselves pretty well fleshed out through the holiday season right now with releases.
This month is ARMS, next month is Splatoon, Sonic Mania's after that, Pocket Tournament's after that. I don't think, is there anything for October yet? No. Mario will be in November probably. That's Super Mario Odyssey. And then December, maybe? I don't know. I want to know, do you think they're going to show more Xenoblade Chronicles 2? That's what I'd like to see more of that. Because that's one that I'm not, if I was a betting man, I wouldn't bet that that's coming out this year. I would bet that for next year, I don't expect to see Dragon Quest XI this year.
I'm really skeptical that Mario is actually going to come out this year.
Oh, I think he will. I'm hoping because that, I don't know. That's a game I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about Splatoon 2. Hopefully they'll show some more of the single player stuff, but I don't know. I want them to announce a Metroid. I want them to announce another F-Zero. So they'll probably definitely never do that, but I don't know. It's just I haven't seen it for so long that if it happened, I'd be like, no, that's not real. I don't know. Yeah, it's mostly virtual console stuff. Hoping for.
Yeah, I would just like to know what to expect. I want more stuff in the eShop, and I want some more budget price stuff in the eShop, really.
Well,
that's that itch that the virtual console scratch, You could get a game for cheap. Are you going to play the shit out of it? Maybe not always, but you still want to own it.
Yeah.
And you can collect it.
Sure. Well, you want to buy that Mario 3 for $5 or whatever. Play that for a while. Do you think, they should have, I'm sure they'll have some sort of a E3 sale, right? They do an E3 sale every year, but I don't think.
Are they going to do the first Switch sale?
I don't think they're going to do it on Switch stuff, though. I don't know if I mentioned it, but during my birthday month, they sent me, the email, where it's hey, you get 30% off. And it's all games that I already had. And they were all Wii U games. And Wii U games and 3DS games that I already had. And I'm like, thanks, guys. I can't do anything with this. Cool. But yeah, they'll do some sort of sale. Normally they do a sale involving, whatever games they show. So, it's probably too early to have, a Fire Emblem Echoes sale. They probably won't do that. But, I don't know. 'Cause I don't remember how old Fire Emblem Awakening, that got a sale. But I didn't think it had been out that long. Was it? It was either last year. No, maybe it was the year before that it got the sale. But, they normally have to do with whatever they show during their thing. So, I'm sure there'll be, some Mario sales, even though I feel like Mario goes on sale all the time.
So, how about this prediction? There will be no Wii U games at this
E3. I think that is a prediction that will probably happen. No Wii U's? Yeah, for sure.
The only place where they probably have a sale on the console front, they probably won't be promoting it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm really skeptical. Like, yeah, they'll probably have a 3DS sale of some form, but I don't think it's going to happen on the Switch. It's too early. There's not enough games.
Yeah, it's way too early to have a Switch sale. I mean, the Switch has only been out.
Put Shovel Knight on like some awesome sale, and I'll buy it though. Like I've been looking at that, wanting to buy it.
Don't you have Shovel Knight?
I have it on 3DS. That's why.
Oh, okay.
I haven't purchased it again.
Yeah, because I have Shovel Knight on Wii U, but I bought the Spectre of Torment because I didn't have that, and that's only $10, and that's a different game. I mean, it's a DLC thing, but it's a different character and it's different levels and all that. So if you're really itching to get Shovel Knight, you can just get that one.
Yeah, maybe I will.
It's only $10. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're going to announce a whole lot of new stuff just because of Super Mario Odyssey, you know, or maybe they're not going to show that much, or even though it's like right around the corner. I mean, what else would they have time for? You know, if they got Super Mario Odyssey, ARMS, Splatoon, there might be a couple announcements in there that you won't play. I mean, maybe they'll show you some stuff for next year. Even though Nintendo doesn't seem to do that. They normally when they announce things, it's like it'll be out in a couple months or something like that. They don't do like the PlayStation thing where it's like, here's a game and we don't know when it's coming out.
Coming out fall 2019.
Or they just don't know. They're like, here's a video. It'll come out whenever it's done. And then like 3 years later, it comes out finally.
Well, that's happened to us with every Zelda.
Yeah.
Really, for the most part. Recent Zeldas.
True. Well, maybe they'll show some more DLC stuff. The second part of DLC.
Maybe we'll find out when the release date for the DLC is.
Yeah, there's still that. And there's like, Hey Pikmin, you know, they could show some of that.
There's Hey Pikmin.
Hey Pikmin. you can do some of that. I mean, there's things that they've talked about that, you know, that aren't out yet that they can still do. I miss the E3 days when there was just like, you know, like that 2004. Like stuff I had in that video was full third-party stuff, like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, like X-Men Legends. That was all stuff that came out on the GameCube, you know, back when Nintendo's last third-party system is what I call the GameCube. But yeah, I miss those days when they had a lot more games. You know, when there'd be other ones that would just be coming out for a Nintendo thing. It wasn't just like all that Nintendo's showing us what's coming out.
Yeah, we're still not really seeing much third-party support on the Switch, unfortunately. Yeah. But it's still early. It's still only...
Well, it's
3 months old.
I figured it was performing well, though, enough. I mean, it's hard enough to find that. I still haven't seen one. Well, you found one, though, right? We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, I did.
I found one.
I found one, and I grabbed it thinking, I know someone who wants this. I've had a few different people I knew, but this one coworker friend I work with in particular had mentioned wanting one since they first came out. And then even recently, he mentioned that they were trying to find one. They were looking on all these websites and they couldn't get a hold of them. So I grabbed it and he ended up buying it off me for what I paid for it. So I kind of wanted to keep it. It was the neon one, and that's the one I wanted originally.
Yeah, it's the blue and red. That one's kind of more rare, right? I mean, I haven't seen that one anywhere.
Yeah, so I got on eBay just because I always talk about how I'm going to flip stuff, and I've never actually really done that.
Yeah.
With new Nintendo stuff, I've never done that. I thought about flipping it, trying to make it a quick buck, but I might have made after shipping and everything like $50 or $60. You know, it would have been some money, but it looks like the average price of the Switch is going down on eBay because there are more available. Yeah,
there's supposed to be I saw there's supposed to be another shipment, like another big shipment next week during E3 time, like on the 11th. So I guess that's Sunday. But that week, the week of the 11th, there's supposed to be more out. So maybe. But yeah, so
I've officially seen an NES Classic and a Switch in the wild. So I mean, there's definitely hope that people can start finding these things. Well, maybe not the NES Classic, but the Switch.
Yeah. Well, you found it. You found a used NES Classic though. You didn't find a new one.
No, I did find a new one. Remember, I found a new one also.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I found two in the wild, but one was used.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I never saw another one. Well, I mean, I saw them, but not one that you could buy. I saw a stack of them when I was waiting in line for them, but not ones you could get. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to have something for next year, I guess. Maybe. But they could just talk about how they sold a bunch of Switches and how they're happy now. What if they showed some shit from Skyrim? I mean, I don't care about that game, but they probably should.
What if we get just a bunch of third-party announcements? That would be cool.
I mean, there's supposed to be that FIFA game. There's supposed to be a basketball game. There's supposed to be Skyrim, so they could show stuff from all of those. I could see that happening. Or maybe they'll just be like, here's a bunch of logos of people we're working with, like they normally do. Hopefully they won't do that. I hope that they use puppets again. Like that.
Bring the puppets back.
Yeah. I
think I have a face.
Some people didn't like that video, but I thought that video was great. I got a kick out of it when they all turned into puppets for the Star Fox video.
I hope those puppets are being kept in great shape.
Yeah. I was just looking through.
They're not like crumbling like the Yoda puppet did.
Oh, yeah. Or disintegrated like Jabba the Hutt. He disintegrated.
Take care of them pups.
Yeah. So do you think that the Direct is just going to be rapid fire again? They're not just going to be like focused on a couple things like they normally do?
I think it'll be a lot of stuff announced for both the Switch and the 3DS, and they'll bounce back and forth.
What about ports?
They'll make sure to clarify that you can get the new 2DS.
Yeah.
And then I think the Treehouse events are gonna of course they're supposed to have a
they'll flesh everything out through that. Yeah.
They're supposed to have a Pokken thing. They're supposed to have an ARMS thing. They'll probably have a Splatoon thing. So.
Well, what do you think are the chances of seeing more ports though from like Wii U to Switch? Like, what about Smash Brothers? We haven't even talked about Smash Brothers. Like,
they've got that up their sleeves.
Do you think that's somewhere?
Pull it out just yet?
You don't think they're going to be like, hey? Well, I mean, they just did their Pokken tournament port, but you don't think they'll pull out another port?
I think between ARMS, Splatoon 2, and Mario Kart 8 and Pokken, they've got their multiplayer base covered. I think they want to save Smash Brothers for when all that shit starts dying off.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
especially here's Smash, and maybe have like a super deluxe version of it.
Yeah. Well, now that you have ARMS as kind of a fighting game. Well, it is a fighting game, but it's not like Smash. But it's it is fighter. Maybe they want to have more attention on that. I'm sure they'll be showing that. I don't know if they'll announce anything more about it because they already did Direct. I don't see them saying much more about Splatoon in their Direct either. It'll just be available to play there. I don't know. It'd be crazy. I
just don't. I don't think that. I don't think we're going to see anything about Smash yet. That is a prediction I'll stand by. I hope I'm proven wrong.
All right, there, you heard it. No Smash for this E3. I'll second that. We won't see any Smash. I'm going to say we're not going to see any Metroid either.
Oh, we would love to see Metroid, but we're not going to.
I would love to, but
unless it's mentioned as one of the streamable games.
Well, yeah. There's always that.
You can get the original Metroid on.
What do you think? Okay, so like speaking of like the puppets, what do you think? What kind of like aesthetic do you think they'll use? Because that one year they did like the Robot Chicken claymation video. They've done puppets. What do you think? Hand drawn animation this time?
Well, now they've got like a real business, like a boring business guy as the head of the company. I think it's just gonna be like a PowerPoint presentation.
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah, click. And then you can see how this is going to increase our profits because Splatoon 2 is coming out.
And our profits rose here when the Switch was released. And on this day was when they sent out more Switches and we made more money then. That dude's... That'd be awful.
Yeah, straight up business. He's no...
Yeah, but he's not the face of Nintendo for their Directs.
Not. I don't know. I don't see it being
that other guy.
Super creative.
I hope it's...
what the fuck? What if they're a Zelda maker, man? Like the Mario Maker, but Zelda? That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. They had like... When they did Mario Maker, they had like a whole day set up to explain that, though. Like in the... I'm sure that's something that they have on the... I mean, because there's that whole... They did that whole thing with the 2D version of Breath of the Wild, like as they were developing it. I'm sure there's some stuff in there they could use for it, but...
Oh man, it'd be hilarious if you could make it a level that was playable in the original Legend of Zelda style or Breath of the Wild and it like turned all 3D, but it was still just like a square room you were in.
Yeah, that would make it insane. It'd make it insanely complicated. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll do. I don't know what's left. They did a claymation and maybe it's a hand drawn something.
What if it's bit like pixely?
Oh yeah, it could be a pixel animated.
Let's say they're all like, there's going to be a new Homestar game on Switch, and it's all in the Homestar Runner universe.
They could port the Wii U one to it, like I said before, to put the Homestar game on there. They should. It's a good game. So, what about Virtual Console? Do you want to bet that that's in there? If we're going to say predictions.
Okay. So
I say no.
I want to be clear. I'm not mentioning the subscription service. It's the Virtual Console.
Yeah, the subscription service. That'll be mentioned for sure.
They will be talking about that.
But VC, are they going to do VC, Virtual Console?
They have to, man. Too many people are asking about it. They can't just like stay silent.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's the first E3 with the Switch on the scene.
Yeah, you're saying yes, that they're going to do it. I'm unsure. I'll just say no, just so we can have different sides on this. I'll say no for Virtual Console. Let's see. When we said no on Smash, I say no on Metroid. Mother 3.
I say no on Mother 3.
No on Mother 3.
We're never fucking getting Mother 3.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You can buy it translated. How about Seikendetsu Collection? They just show that on there, translated in English.
I'll say maybe.
Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy? Skyrim 3, it will say third-party stuff, yes. They'll show some sort of third-party thing.
Yeah, maybe a new third-party IP that we don't know about already.
I say there's a random new IP that we haven't heard of at all will be on there. That's what I'm guessing. With some other weird video with actors in there. Maybe it's like 1-2 Switch 2 or something. Hopefully not. That would make it not a brand new IP.
1-2-3 Switch.
Yeah. But another thing with some weird, like how they did the thing with the girl and the guy, like having springy arms fighting each other. Yeah. We'll see something like that, is what I think. Some sort of weird acted out thing, like how they did it with Reggie and Iwata when they hit each other for Smash.
What if there's a game called Bods where everyone's born with like really stumpy arms and legs and they just have to slam their bodies into each other?
Yeah.
It's called Bods.
Yeah. It's like that NES game. It's like that NES game called like Balls with the robots made out of balls. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's like that game. Yeah, no, I think there's going to be some sort of weird new IP for Switch on there. Is what I'm guessing. That's my prediction right there.
Man, just another new weird IP.
Another weird IP. It's got to be in there. They'll show all that other stuff.
We did agree we would see Rabbids Mario RPG.
Rabbids, yeah, we're saying yes for Rabbids. I guess that's the weird new IP. It could be. That could take up whatever I think is going to be the weird IP. I hope none of it gets leaked early.
There's not much time for the leakage.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like now. It's now or never, right? When does it exactly start? Like, it starts on Tuesday, I think, right? Or is it Wednesday?
Well, that's when E3 starts.
Yeah. Like, do we have like an actual date for the thing yet?
The Nintendo presentation? Yeah. I thought there was.
Oh, yeah, there's a tournament. There's a Splatoon tournament there. There's the Invitational. There's the ARMS tournament. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the 13th through the 15th. Anyway, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yay or nay for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. What do you think on that one?
What day is November 13th? Or, I'm sorry, no, June 13th. Is that Tuesday or Wednesday?
I don't know.
Today's 8, so 5 days from
It's Tuesdays to 13th. So it starts on Tuesday.
Yep, the Nintendo Direct's on Tuesday.
Okay. So it's next it's next week.
At like 10:38. Wait, yeah, 10:30. No, 11:30 a.m. Central. I think it says 9:30 Pacific. That'd be 11:30 Central, right?
Yeah, if it's 9:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern, or 12:30 Eastern, it'll be 11:30.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it's a half hour.
Yep.
So yeah, that'll be when we see it. Is there anything else we can predict for it? I feel like we went through most things. I'm sure.
Let's do a little wild card thing.
Okay.
What about a peripheral for the Switch? Like a peripheral that we don't know about.
Well, other than the one that we've already seen, other than the Splatoon thing.
Yeah, what about kind of like a special like virtual console Joy-Cons or
oh yeah. No, I mean I
or
could...
a microphone or a camera attachment or something like that.
I could see something like that happening. I could see there being well, for sure, like some Joy-Cons that are like maybe gray ones, or like maybe some, ones that look like NES, Super Nintendo stuff, whatever. I'm sure we could see some more colors of that. That's not out there. Maybe we'll get a date for Dragon Quest XI. How about that?
Yeah.
Last year had a lot of Dragon Quest 7 and 8 stuff, so they pushed that. So hopefully they'll push 11, which comes out next month in Japan. So I don't know. Yeah, there'll probably be some sort of weird thing like that. I hope they do something that uses the IR detector on the bottom of the Joy-Con.
Oh yeah, what about the fact that the home button lights up, or whatever, the button that lights up on the... Have you seen that online?
No.
There's a button on the Pro controller that lights up. There's a light in it. It lets you know, it's supposed to let you know when friends are online or something like that. The button itself flashes. But no software has used that yet, so people have hacked it to get into the firmware and make that button light up. The home button.
It's not the capture button?
Well, no, the home button.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It has a light in it. And so, and I think it does in the Joy-Con too.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to light up for special features. So maybe they'll show something at the E3 where that button lights up.
Maybe they will.
Just a weird little detail that hasn't been used yet.
What if they do something with their capture button and you can actually capture videos now and do Twitch and stuff like that?
Maybe like a server or something dedicated to that, like their own another new like Miiverse type thing where you can share video.
Yeah, that would be
or
cool.
just share to YouTube, which is more likely.
Well, I figure they're going to do some sort of Twitch thing, like Switch on Twitch.
Maybe Twitch.
Do that. Hit it up.
Switch.
They rhyme. Switch Twitch. Switch.
Switch.
You could totally do that. I don't know. We'll be excited to see it. I'm sure they'll show more of Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun or whatever. Explain more of that.
Hopefully Reggie doesn't show us his Ultra Moon.
Yeah.
Whether or not his body's ready, I don't want to see that moon.
Oh, well.
Not on a presentation, at least.
Maybe we'll see Reggie Fils-Aimé. Or did Bill ever return from wherever he went to? I don't even remember.
Oh, Bill got fired.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for eating donuts. Maybe there'll be some more some of that stuff. Some more yokai.
Awkward workplace humor.
Yeah.
Like Kesha will try to hug one of them and they'll push her away.
I don't know. Well, stay tuned. We'll talk about it a bunch next week. Is there any other predictions that you have, or do you want to end this here?
Let's just end it. This is the last episode. No. That's enough for predictions because I can get really left field because we always want we want those things. We want those left field things that take us by surprise.
What is it? Captain Rainbow. We'll see a reappearance of him.
There you go.
He'll
be back.
He was only released in Japan, but hey, we could see another one of those. They just for the fun of it, they released 2 Zelda games at the same time for 3DS,
the Oracle games? Yeah. So it's like
Oracle Seasons
based
and
off
Ages.
the Phantom Hourglass engine.
They'll do another one of those. Yeah. That'd be cool.
It's 2 games. And there's Pikmin Versus.
Yeah.
We have to connect 4 Switches together to play it.
Yeah. The main announcement is that Super Mario Odyssey is actually for new 2DS and not Switch.
Ooh.
It's actually what it is.
But the good news is that you can dock the new 2DS in a Switch dock.
Yeah.
It has a port on the bottom.
It's somehow you can use your Switch to be a second screen for that.
And when you put the new 2DS in there, the Switch becomes a second screen.
Yeah, right.
Occupying space.
I want them to come up with some way for you to use the Wii U gamepad as a second screen for your Switch. That's what they should do. You can hook them together. Because I saw that somebody hacked their Switch to turn it into a Wii U gamepad. They need to do it the other way around, where you can use your Wii U gamepad to create a second screen for the Switch. So you can have
just use your Wii U gamepad as a rear view mirror in Mario Kart. Just prop it up next to the TV.
Yeah, you could do that too. Maybe they'll announce Mario Kart 9. Probably not. Yeah, we'll just have to see. We'll talk about it next week, as we normally do. And hopefully we'll be super excited about whatever they talk about.
And not disappointed like we were about this Direct.
Yeah, about the Pokemon Direct. And we'll be like, yeah, Mother 4. I didn't even know. And there's no.
And I'll be like, you don't have to curse about it.
Yeah. Anyway, we've been your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson.
I'm Jerry Mikowski.
And this has been episode 73 of NintenDomain. You can find us on NintenDomainPodcast.com or YouTube/NintenDomain Podcast. Nintendo_domain on Twitter. And you can download us on any sort of podcast thing that you have that downloads podcasts. We'll be on there. And we'll see you next week with our E3 stuff.
See you after the E3.
See ya 3.
Post 3.
Yeah, maybe there'll be the 40S.
That has a fan on it that blows on you.
It helps you stay cool when it's whatever. 40S. Coming out soon.